The project started about a year ago. Staff from the cardiac rehabilitation team working at Goldie Leigh came forward and said, there used to be a walk at Goldie Leigh into the woodland. Could we bring it back, please? Because it would be really helpful if we could take our patients, our service users down there as part of their cardiac rehabilitation.
We've started with the sort of digging deeper into Goldie Leigh's history and trying to understand where these buildings have come from and how they have evolved into being the site that they are today. We've then been looking to find opportunities to improve and kind of enhance what's already here largely. So a lot of that has started with taking advantage of the amazing sort of green sites that we have here, the woodland walk, the artwork that's open today, and the rewilding projects that have happened along sort of across the whole campus.
So we went through brambles, going through and trying to work out where the walk used to be. And then I found it on the land registry. It did exist, and it was called Lime Tree Walk. And it was a history walk that was created as part of the Goldie Leigh when it was an orphanage and a hospital for young children.
We were invited here well before any works were done. So we've been involved in all the pre-discussions about what's possible or not, and our opinions and so on taken into account. One of the things for me, for example, when we walked down the path, it was really rough back then, it wasn't a proper path, was we had to step over a few logs and so on. And when I saw the lamp, which was a bit covered up, that old lamp from whenever it's been there, my key thing for me was it's not to be removed. It's, perfect.
We had lots of staff volunteering. The cardiac rehab team volunteers, ISS volunteered, and then lots of people went on the walk as well throughout the summer for their well-being. Staff mostly, but service users too. And then we worked with an artist, Matt Ponting, to create a series of artworks from staff's comment and from staff's drawings.
2, 1, 1. Yeah, well done. Thank you very much.
The walk that I did today, I thought it was really good. I think this is something that's needed in the community. I like to go on walks as well, and I think it helps with your mental and health well-being. So it's good to see something like nature incorporated in terms of helping both staff and patients in terms of accelerating their health and their mental well-being.
We're working with communities and our partners and patients and families to develop the nature here, to develop woodlands here, to make sure that we have facilities here for people to enjoy, not just our staff, not just our patients, but communities coming in.
I have known this site for some time. I'm a local resident as well as a non-exec. And I've always wondered about the woods here and how they can be used. And I know we're doing great stuff with the allotment, but having those woods opened up for staff and patients to use is absolutely incredible. I mean, green spaces are so good for your mental health. And for us to be really learning about this and using it is wonderful.
When I came back today, it was just wonderful to see it exposed a bit more in its glory, and it is there. But all the artwork that's been done has really brought some vibrancy and colour at this time of the year to that space. So I know that as it develops, it's going to look even more wonderful.
I think we're more and more realising that existing buildings and existing sites have an inherent value, and it's understanding that becomes really important. When the value that we're talking about is an enormous woodland that really is so unique to, I would certainly say, any healthcare facility in London, it's something that there's kind of an imperative to make the best use of.
I'm particularly interested in the health and wellbeing centre that's being created and seeing how that will work. It seems like a good idea that will essentially provide somewhere for people to go and get exercise, get wellbeing support, for both patients and also staff. So I think it's really good to see innovative ideas being put forward and seeing how that's being worked locally with the community to meet their needs.
The plans for the site are so exciting. The way we've involved staff and service users and their families, also really, really important. And as a member of the local community, I really want to see this site utilised. Having it used by charities as well as Oxley's is really important. So, yeah, I think there's going to be wonderful things on the horizon.
We plan to create here space, a well-being space, somewhere for local people to come into to really, really ensure that their physical well-being is looked after. This is fantastic, and this is exactly what I think an organization like Oxley's that's in this area should be doing, not just supporting people who need healthcare, but the wider community.